Well, I got some stuff over here. I can throw in it if you want.
It's hell get old.
I'd wait till after the show.
Yeah, really. Oh, it's okay. I took some. Almost 650, but it's better. All right, relax.
Sort out somehow and all with 18 pairs of glasses.
And can you ever find them?
And I got one over here now. And it is like, look at it. Oh, there's the other one.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh, here they are right in front of me.
Well, I saw the others. They were up here the way. I mean, I can see this. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit. It's. Get them up, move them out. That's why the tall girl wore the leather bra. You want to get over here, Shockley? You can get over here. Yeah, good boy. You're a good boy. It's all right, buddy. And, it is 15 seconds. Shush. Where's my go button? Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Get ready to celebrate.
Yoo-hoo.
Get ready to celebrate. Not sure of everything, but in less than 3 weeks, we'll have an opportunity to travel over to Carteret County to see our Cardinals of Jacksonville High School show us what they can do for the opening game of the 2026 season. Weren't we just in the 2025 season and in the postseason playoffs and all that? Weren't we just doing that?
Yes, we were.
What was the week before last?
It seems like it. You know, when the football season ends and you go through all the detox
The withdrawals, yes.
and withdrawals,
Mhm.
and then before you know it, it's time again.
And there we go. Off and running. Up
I've
and
got
go.
my
Here we go.
chairs out. I've got my snow boots. I got my snow glove. I'm ready.
You don't need those this week yet. The chairs, yes,
Okay.
but not the batteries, not the stove boots.
I'm just going to use my old chair. I'm not going to bring the big black ones.
Oh, you're not.
No, because those are so heavy. I'm just going to bring my little stadium chair. It's just as good.
Do we have those? I don't think we do.
Yes, you do. I do believe you do.
Do we have just some regular ones?
I don't know.
All right, Robbie, when she gets back to town later today, she can go find them.
Excuse us while we go through our checklist.
All right,
Getting ready for-
here we go. How about you Cardinal fans? How about y'all just go ahead and make some plans this year to join the live and local team
Yes.
at this year's games? As I recall, there are only 3 games at home in Cardinal Stadium, but 3 of the away games are still in Onslow County. So technically, I still consider them to be somewhat at home. We're just on the opposite side of the field.
Only 3?
We got 3 in Cardinal Stadium. If I'm not mistaken, Chris, if he's listening, will
I have to
he'll
look at the
fix
list.
that for sure.
Yeah.
I had the list around here somewhere.
You did. You had it printed off. We were like
I don't know where I
serious.
put it, but it may be in the other room. It may, I don't know. I work in so many different places in this house at the same time. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up with me. But anyway, if it's going to be at White Oak, that's in town. That's still at home. Matter of fact, it's closer to my home here than Cardinal Stadium is.
It's a hop and a skip.
Yeah, and then over the north side, I mean, that's right there.
Right
and then
across the
out there
street.
southwest. Those are the only 3 games we play
I have to look at the
in
list
Montour
now.
County
I am
outside the
totally,
place we're playing at Cardinal
totally
Stadium.
confused.
I don't know, whatever. I'm Rayford Brown, and this, our friends, is Live and Local Real Talk. It's your turn.
Oh, you usually go into a in-depth conversation when you're introducing yourself. But
I ran out of air.
good morning, good Monday morning. It's the start of another week, and I'm Lee Barrow.
It's the start of a new month, too.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, we're here. Hope you all
1
right.
month closer to cooler air.
Y'all got your pencils?
I've got mine.
You
Go
got a
ahead.
pen?
Yes, I've got mine. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is this math?
No,
Oh, thank goodness.
it does involve numbers.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, go ahead.
All right, 910
Oh, I'm gonna write it.
333-0139. Which one of y'all is smart enough to call me and tell me what those numbers add up to be? 910-333-0139. Don't look at it. Don't get your calculator out. Do. What does it add up to be?
I know.
Wrong.
That's not wrong.
Yes, it is.
No, 10,
it is.
3, 6, 9, 19.
Wanna run this up?
Wait. Yeah, River, you know I don't do math early in the morning.
Well, there's another possibility. You got to look at it the way that evil minds like mine.
No, I'm not doing that.
You take 910, and that's one number. Add it to 333, that's another number. And
That's-
then
I did
add that
that.
to 0139.
0,
That's another
3,
number.
9 is 4. I can't see
It's still gonna be wrong.
13. 12. Okay, I got it.
910-333-0139. Call me, and I'll tell you what the answer is.
What's the prize, Rayford?
The opportunity to talk to us this morning. First thing, be the first one this month.
You know, people don't do this unless there's a prize involved.
I don't have any prizes.
Okay, then.
We try not to have to buy you. We don't want to have to pay for you. I mean, we got Joy out there. She will call for a giggle. She makes us laugh.
I know, we got on a good
She did
topic
the other
Friday
day.
before we had to leave for
I
the
forgot
day.
what it was, but it was fun.
It was most embarrassing thing that has happened to you. I think we were talking about wardrobe malfunctions.
Were we?
Yes. Well, it started off that way, and then we got into what are some of the most embarrassing things that you've ever been in, has happened to you. I can't. I don't have one.
I had the opportunity to watch because I wasn't feeling well over part of the weekend. Some of those funny things on TV. Holy mackerel. And I watched a couple of really good movies. One of them was called Oscar.
Oh,
If y'all haven't seen that one was very interesting.
Oscar.
It's got more twists and turns than you've ever seen. And the other one was just a good old straight up Burt Lancaster. Oh, God, I got his co-star's name. But anyway, 2
Here we go again.
over the hill train robbers that served 30 years for robbing a train. The last train that was robbed, supposedly, was a Golden Flyer out of California. And as it were, they were sentenced to some lengthy period of time. After 30 years, they got a parole. One of them 67, the other one's older, 72. And the trials and tribulations that they had trying to get back into society, but for society to conform to them, not for them to conform
Well, it
to
sounds
society.
like they had stricter sentencing back then than they do now.
They had real sentencing. You do the crime, you're going to do the time. Most of it anyway.
Hanging.
So, anywho, I won't give it away, but it's worth pulling down. It's an old movie, but it was a great movie. God, that was a
Well,
great movie.
good. I don't remember
acting.
watching much of anything this weekend. I did watch Saturday night, the wildfires in Washington State. It was
that
horrible.
was best. We were talking about that one in a
Yes.
second. So, my goodness. Last year, back to the ball games, Lee,
Yes.
you and my wife Robbie and I managed to get to every game,
We did.
including the postseason games.
We did.
Matter not where the cards were playing,
Listen.
wherever they were, we were. We were just another one of them, an extension. So if we, speaking of over the hill gang, if we can get there, it would seem logical that y'all could get to all of the games where the Cardinals are playing inside Onslow County at least. We'll keep a line on for you and hold a seat in the stands for you. Just let us know you're coming.
Right.
Don't worry. We'll keep reminding you between now and then. Every game, we're going to remind you, get your tickets, get on out there. Let's show some support for the Cardinals. I think that last year's winning team was a result of us and all of the like-minded people like us showing up for the games, cheering on the Cardinals. I mean, the cheerleaders are great. They're wonderful people, young ladies. It's wonderful to have them there, but they can't do it all by themselves. They're leading cheers, but they're not leading cheers for just the team. They're leading cheers for us in the stands because their voices are amplified. We're not going to be, well, we could try throwing you up in the air like they do.
I don't think
guess not.
so.
So anyway,
No.
we won't do that. But it would be great to have a bunch of all of us over there in the bleachers. We can all sit together in generally the same area.
Topsail. We're playing Topsail this year. Did we play Topsail last year?
I don't know. We did. We won.
I don't remember.
So it is the 3rd of August. And,
Right.
but don't tell my wife. She's out of town. And so she'll miss what I'm saying. She has a birthday coming up next week.
Yes.
She'll be 39. Seems like it was just a very few years ago when she and I were students at Jacksonville High. How time flies.
She deserves a special birthday too, Rayford.
Mm-hmm. If I can remember it.
I'll remind you because I put
I'm
it on my
sure of
calendar this year.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah. Went to one meeting Saturday morning and left that to go to another meeting.
Which was more interesting?
The first meeting. The second meeting, now we had it was political. It was a
No.
district meeting. So the place that we've been meeting as far as a district thing, there was a mess up. I don't know who did what, and I'm not laying blame because things happen. But they really didn't have the regular rooms for us, and we were kind of
At a restaurant
at a restaurant. We were kind of in a storage
in
room
Hillsborough,
in Kinston.
Kinston.
Yeah, we were kind of in a storage room, like where they had pushed everything back and put some tables up. So that was interesting. And, it was just, meeting. And then I checked out and came home, and I don't think I came out again till this morning.
It was a busy weekend news-wise.
It was very
Locally,
busy.
it was. Across the country, it was. And, of course, Tehran is still standing.
For
What a
now.
letdown.
For
But
now.
anyway, lots of stuff going on here. We're going to chat about it. But at any time this morning, if you want to call in and you want to give me your guess about what the 910-333-0139 adds up to be.
I think it was like Friday or Saturday, the president was talking about liberating them, and now Tehran is like, we want to talk, and so everything's back
how many
to that
times have they
again.
lied about this? I mean,
It's
you can lie to
ridiculous.
me once maybe and get away with it because I might look at you sideways and say, okay, I'll give you another shot.
Yeah, this is Tehran.
After
We
that,
wanna
I'll take
talk.
the next shot.
We want to talk. Fire one. Yes, we're really interested in talking and making a deal. Fire two. I mean,
They just want to stall.
yes, they do.
Tragic situation early Saturday morning before dawn in Steeds Ferry.
Yes.
Fire in a home there claimed the life of a resident before dawn Saturday. The name of the victim, as of last night, it still had not been released. I'm sure they've notified next of kin by now, but anyway, it was not released. The fire on Kennedy Road was reported by a neighbor shortly after 4 a.m. He told dispatchers that there was someone inside the home, he thought. Firefighters from Turkey Creek were joined by numerous units from other departments across the county. They found the home fully engulfed when they arrived.
Yeah.
The fireman found the victim on the second floor. He was dead. The Onslow Sheriff's Office is working with the fire marshal to determine the cause of that fire. So
That was very sad news. Very sad news.
It's
They had about
being trapped on
7.
the second floor.
They had
They had 6 or 8 different departments.
Yes,
over there.
yes, they
Being
did.
trapped in a fire on the second floor. You make sure you've got your fire alarms and they're working. It's not just the season yet. I mean, heating systems are one of the things that where fires start, and that's generally at the beginning of the season when all of that dust and whatever has accumulated on coils, and the units are not necessarily up to speed working. So anyway,
Have a fire plan.
have a plan to escape. If you live on an upper floor, you're going to break a leg possibly, but if you get out the window, get out. Just get out.
Right.
In a lot of places on multi-story units, they have escape ropes. They just hook over the inside of the window. You raise your window up, and there's 2 big white hooks that will hook over the window area.
Right.
Throw that thing down and slide down that sucker if necessary.
Oh, yes,
it's okay.
yes.
If you get, I'd probably keep a towel right there and there so I can slide down it without burning my hands going down. But
Well,
there's a way to
right,
do
and
it.
I agree with you. And like hand burns are nothing compared to your whole body being burned.
Yep. So,
And that was sad news to hear. And then Thursday on July 30th, and in New Hanover County, there was an apparent murder-suicide with a married couple. And so that was really clouding the news also. It's just that, and then the fire, and a lot of things happening. Not so much around here, but nationwide. It was crazy.
yeah, I saw there was a story about North Carolina on one of those YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
He got out there and he's talking about the crime rate in North Carolina. Actually, the state crime rate is very much like the national crime rate. And they do this in terms of per 100,000 people, right?
Right.
Now, Jacksonville has more than 100,000. Richlands does not, but they take those things into consideration. It's all done mathematically. But across North Carolina, the crime rate, violent crime rate, and also the property crime rate is very much like it is nationwide. So we're fitting in with the average. That's good. It's about not good. It could be better. In Jacksonville is much better.
Yes,
A whole heap more better.
and I know people on social media, something happens in Jacksonville, they start talking about how Jacksonville is the worst place to live and we have the most crime.
Huh?
No.
Been to Goldsboro, you've been to
Kinston?
Kinston.
Greenville?
Kinston did not make the top 10. Greenville did not make the top 10. Let's see, Goldsboro did. Home of Seymour Johnson, it did. I forgot all the others. But anyway, Jacksonville wasn't even close to the top 10.
I say for the most part, we have a pretty safe community. We do have our issues, and
We're much lower than the state and
Right.
much lower than the national figures.
but the issues that we have are no different from what everybody has, and I know that our public safety in the city and our county sheriff's office work very, very hard
Yep.
at keeping us safe. So,
They're doing a tremendous job.
but Rayford, a lot of people can help themselves if they learn to lock their vehicles,
That's what.
lock up their homes at night.
And
Don't leave stuff valuable outside.
keep your head on a swivel.
And road rage. If somebody's just like driving crazy, let them go.
That's the
Do
problem.
Do not flip them off.
Do not engage.
Do not engage at all.
There's a time. There's plenty of time and opportunity to do that. The best time to engage is when they go by you at 85 miles an hour and you pass them in 5 minutes and they're beside the road. There's a little thing going,
Hey.
boo, boo, let's go in. Then you can toot your horn and wave.
Don't you
That's
want to do that?
I
though?
do that.
I don't.
Oh yeah. What did
No.
that do to me?
I do not engage, Rayford.
That's after the fact. He's tied up with a highway patrol.
Look, coming down 258 Saturday, heading back into Onslow. There was two different vehicles. One was a little white sedan that was just passing everybody at a high rate of speed, and then ended up turning off into a store. I'm like, go figure that. And then there was a big white Ford, like 350, that were all souped up, and it was passing everybody else and driving erratically. And guess when I got to the intersection of 258, Richlands Highway, guess who was beside me? I mean, was that necessary?
Yeah.
I've seen too many people killed on that road.
You know, when they do what do they call that? The rabbit starts or something like that. Jackrabbit.
Yes.
When you add a red light or whatever,
Right.
take off. And then you get up to the next red light, you got to stop. And then the car that you zooped around pulls up beside you. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Was it worth
I just kind of look over there and just like, yeah, hey. But
Dummy.
do you ever do this too when you're doing the speed limit or maybe a mile or two above it, and somebody's passing you at a high rate of speed? Do you ever kind of like you have your hand up there and you show that you're looking at the speedometer as they pass by?
No, I don't
Little
care.
things like that you can do.
I don't care.
Well, you just said
I don't care what they're doing. Let them go ahead.
do not engage.
I'm not going to engage them.
People are crazy. Don't
Because then they'll
engage.
flip me off, and then that's going to make me throw the grenades and things like that. Rain forecast for the first part of this week, the first week of August. Elevated winds and seas through part of the day today. Hasn't happened around here yet. Easing from west to east as high pressure builds back in with better boating conditions from Tuesday
Better boating.
forward. Today, out to 60 nautical miles. Small craft advisory is in effect through this afternoon. Southwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots, gusts to 30. Seas 5 to 7 feet. A chance of showers and thunder showers.
Showers.
A chance of thunderstorms and showers. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 20, gusts to 25, becoming southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. 4 to 6 footer showers with a chance of thunderstorms.
Thunderstars.
What's it going to be tomorrow? Wednesday. South winds out of the south at 10 to 15, 3 to 4 foot seas, a chance of thunderstorms, showers likely.
All right, let me see if I can get through mine now.
I'm going to laugh at you. Go ahead.
Today,
Oh, God, you didn't say that.
a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 83. South wind 6 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Right now, we're sitting at a 50% chance of rain today. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 74. Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 82. And Wednesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 88. And from what I saw this morning on other news, Thursday we may start clearing up for a possibility of rain for the weekend.
Yeah, we need some rain.
But I'm not complaining.
I'm not either. Okay, looking around our neck of the woods here, the Ham Nation.
Damnation.
That's what we're going to call it from now on. Ham Nation, Joe down there in Swansboro had 78 degrees this morning, 96% humidity, 29.84 inches of mercury, northwesterly wind at 7 miles an hour. He had 0.18 inch of rain. Now, as somebody was talking this morning, it varied all over Onslow County.
It did.
So we get to tell you about that. Lee in the Woodlands, 75 degrees, 96% humidity, 29.85 inches of mercury, no wind, 0.47 inches of rain. She had more than double what Joe had down there in the borough. Now, Lee in the swamp, our swamp fox, Lee, had 74 degrees, 99% humidity, 29.78 inches of mercury. Winds out of the south-southwest at 4. Over the weekend, well, for yesterday alone, 1.69 inches, but over the weekend, he had 2.19 inches of rain in the swamp. My goodness. In Onslow Bay, Ken had 76.8 degrees this morning, 96% humidity. He had a quarter inch of rain. And Richard, over in Jones County, barely a trace, 0.05 inches of rain, 75 degrees there in Maysville, 96% humidity, 29.85 inches of mercury. He could see all the way out to 7.5 miles. That was his visibility. South-southwesterly wind at 6. Randy in Southwest on his golf cart this morning. 75 degrees, he and Boomer. 99% humidity, 29.84. I wonder if Boomer has a co-pilot's license. 29.84 inches of mercury. Wind was calm, and he had 0.87 inches of rain. And Carol, who just got back in yesterday from all the way down in Florida, up there on the river bend, she had 75 degrees, 99% humidity, 29.80 inches of mercury. Wind was calm, 0.67 inches of rain. Ward and Cedar Point, 81 degrees, 89% humidity, 29.93 inches of rain. No, 29, not of rain, no. 29.93 inches of mercury. Southwesterly wind, 7 to 8 miles per hour, 0.10 inch of rain. Can you imagine 29 inches of rain? Brian and Burrow in the Burrow, he had 0.02 over the weekend. No wind this morning, 78.6 degrees, 90% humidity, 29.54 inches of mercury. Here at the studio, it's 78 degrees now. It was 76 degrees. It's 5:30 this morning. 99% humidity. We had 0.16 inches of water to fall over the weekend, and it's 29.81 inches of mercury. And it's holding steady. Some of those little things over there were very small.
May I have a red pen, please? I want one that writes.
Well, I don't know about that.
That person. Okay. We do have 4 home games this year.
4 home games.
Our favorite sports editor, our favorite fabulous, most famous, and he sent the list.
Okay.
And we do know we're at West Carteret first.
Yes.
And then Northside comes to us. And then we take a week off. And then we go to Topsail. I don't remember Topsail last year. I don't remember. Anyway, then East Duplin, then we're open again. And then Newbern comes to us. And then we go to J.H. Rose. South Central comes to us. Remember them? And then we go to D.H. Conley. And then we go to White Oak. White Oak's the last game of the season.
Is there going to be homecoming?
Probably so.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we have a good group of teams this year that we're going to beat.
Okay, my turn to rant.
Yeah, go ahead, rant.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff making news these days, and
Yes.
when I mention this particular group of individuals, it's not individuals, it's organizations. Don't think that everybody, these groups are all the same. It's kind of like saying all the crime in North Carolina is like it is in Raleigh. No, it's not. We hear complaints from nonprofit organizations, right? But not all of them. And we hear complaints from citizens, again, not all of them.
Right.
When it comes time for the Onslow County Board of Commissioners, as well as municipal governments,
Right.
to decide what nonprofit groups to give money to. As we know, there's been less and less money to hand out to nonprofit groups over the years. They don't want to raise taxes. I understand that, and I appreciate that.
Yes, I do as well.
Nonprofit is not a guarantee that the organization is, number one, legitimate, or number two, worthy of taxpayers' money, or number three, honest. There's no guarantee, just because it's got a nonprofit beside its name, that it's any one of the three. Those are some of the questions that those people we elect to look out for our tax dollars must deal with before just dishing out lots of big old bucks
Absolutely.
to nonprofit organizations. Here's one of those reasons. Last week, a man working for a nonprofit hospice care company was sentenced to prison after he was convicted of stealing almost $1 million from that company.
Piece of caca.
No doubt, a lot of the money he stole came from taxpayers.
Yes.
The State Bureau of Investigation found that Robin Ricks, a senior systems administrator for Home Health and Hospice Care Incorporated, that's a big company, had used a company credit card. Have we heard a lot about company credit cards
Yes,
of
we
late?
have.
To charge $941,000 for personal stuff. The fraudulent charges were tied to PayPal accounts that he controlled. Ricks claimed he was making IT-connected purchases on the credit card.
Yeah, really.
Boy, software has gotten to be really expensive, right?
Hey,
But those pesky state investigators found he was using it for expenses at his home and vehicles, for his travel costs, online gaming charges, and
Gambling.
much more.
yeah.
Ricks even set up a fake company. This goes to show premeditation
Dirt.
with malice aforethought to set up a fake company to create invoices that looked legitimate.
Shell
Maybe
companies.
it was the Acme company or whatever.
Yeah,
Back
that's
to the Acme Roadrunner or whatever.
Mm.
He set up a fake company to create invoices that looked very legitimate. His scam ran from 2020 through 2023 at the company's Goldsboro operations. Did I mention that was a 3-year period of time, and it was $941,000 for his personal stuff,
almost $1 million.
not to include his salary.
How much of our money did he spend?
$941,000. I
Taxpayer
don't know
money.
about tax dollars.
Yeah, right.
The judge handed him a sentence ranging from 29 to 39 years in prison. What's going to hurt even more will depend on whether he paid federal and state taxes on what the tax folks like to call ill-gotten gains. Remember the story of Al Capone? He was a gangster.
Yes.
The cops tried. They tried really hard, had a hard time making a criminal case against him stick. Along comes the Internal Revenue Service. They simply counted his money. Found out he had not filed tax returns on that money, nor had he paid any taxes on that money that he had gotten. And he went to prison. While at Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, Capone lost his special privileges. He faced hostile fellow inmates, and he suffered severe physical and mental decline from late-stage syphilis before being transferred off the island in 1939. He died at his plush Miami Beach mansion in 1947 at the ripe old age of 48 after suffering a heart attack, stroke, and pneumonia. To our elected men and women on the Board of Commissioners here in Onslow County and all the city councils here in the county, please continue watching our money very carefully. There are mostly legitimate nonprofits, I'm sure, all over the county, I'm
yes.
sure.
Yes.
But
Good.
we
They're good
can
ones.
never be too careful.
That's right.
That means you can never be too careful. And not every employee, even the legitimate ones, is always honest.
That's right.
I'm not finished. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
The president of a Lincoln County nonprofit has been convicted of embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars from the organization, according to the sheriff's office in
What a piece of doo-doo. Go
Lincoln
ahead.
County. Last year in March, Kevin Joe Turner, I love that, Kevin Joe Turner,
Kevin Joe.
and the vice president of the organization, Melanie D'Ambrosio Turner, were arrested and charged with embezzlement after financial irregularities were discovered on the charity's bank records. Board members received complaints from volunteers and vendors about non-payment for fundraising events. Those board members then reported it to the sheriff's office. Bank records show that Kevin Turner made purchases using the charity's bank credit card to place online sports bets valued at more than $400,000 over a period of how many years?
What, 2?
1.5, 6 months.
What?
$400,000
What did he buy?
sports betting. He
Well,
obviously lost a lot.
yeah, obviously.
Other purchases were allegedly made for vehicle maintenance, which was performed multiple times, dating back to
Sad.
January of 2024 on the vice president's vehicle. What a bunch of hooky.
Yeah, I agree. I was sitting there this week and just reading story after story after story
Yeah,
about fraud.
it's ridiculous.
And that one in Goldsboro really got to me.
Yes.
It was a hospice care type
100
organization.
$941,000. That's approaching $1 million.
How
Okay.
many of those people that went into hospice under their care got the care that they should have gotten?
They probably did, but hospice was getting money from a bunch of sources. Obviously, hospice is a for-profit organization too. I
Yes,
understand that.
yes.
It's a nonprofit. They claim, but
Right.
they have to charge people. They do, but they get grants. They get funds from public funds. They get all sorts of stuff.
Understand. But you know what I'm saying is, if he's that much of a thug that he's spending a lot of the money, is he overseeing his
Of
operation?
course not.
Are the people that are in there for care getting the care they should? That's what makes me so sad.
Now let's go to another one. Not fraud. This is, I guess, worse. I know worse. The stepdad of a toddler
Oh, is this the leaf blower?
ordered to spend up to 20 years in prison for the 2022 murder of his stepson. He entered a guilty plea to second-degree murder of the 2-year-old.
Yes.
It was through an offered plea, which he did not admit guilt, but did accept the sentence because of the evidence that was presented. He did it, he knew he did it, and the evidence was there.
Right.
He just wanted to save face and say, I definitely admitted that I actually did it.
Piece of dirt.
Desrion Harris will serve from 16 to 20 years, not nearly enough, in prison for the death of Noah Austin. Responding to a call at Harris Village Drive apartment, right here on Country Club Road, EMS performed life-saving measures and took the little boy to Onslow Memorial, where he was transferred to New Hanover Regional Medical Center. Doctors there reported that his condition was not survivable and that he was partially brain dead at the time. He passed away 3 days later.
That's terrible.
The defendant, also known as the Scum Bucket, during interviews with detectives, said the 2-year-old cried a lot, finally admitting that he held his hand over the face to keep him from waking his younger brother. Harris denied hurting the child. Autopsy results, not quite showing those kinds of results. Young Noah suffered multiple injuries over an extended period of time,
Wonder why he was
leading
crying.
to his suffering murder.
And thus the crying. I can't deal with stories like this. There was one that just happened where a man used a leaf blower, and I can't even read it. I'm not going to. I can't deal with those.
Back before
Hurts my
the
heart.
current location of Onslow Memorial Hospital, that was located downtown College
College
Street,
Street. Yep, I remember.
and that was in my early stages in law enforcement. So I had to call
I
on
went
a
with
Saturday
those.
morning to go over there to shoot some autopsy pictures with Dr. Gable. He had just come into town,
Right.
and getting there, I had no idea what I was getting into. None. I didn't know. And I walked in there, and on the table is a 7-year-old redheaded boy
Oh my gosh.
who had been beaten severely by his daddy. I think it was stepdaddy actually, but whoever, the man in the household. It was really difficult for me, being a really young guy who just did
When
not
it comes to
see
children.
that kind of
Right.
stuff ever.
Right.
Never had experienced it. That was the first. And that redheaded little kid, 7 years old.
Not break your heart.
When I walked out of there, I was so mad.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Did you
so-
sleep that night?
Yeah, but I plotted.
waking
I
up.
plotted things. I just did lots of plotting, And I'm glad I did not show up answering that call in that house.
I don't know how some of our LEO
You
do it.
understand?
I just don't understand it. Or EMS workers, when it's bad enough having to attend to someone that has passed, but when it's a child
And
Couldn't even imagine.
who's been murdered.
who's been murdered, yes, I can't even
Murdered
imagine.
or neglected, which is also murder, by the way.
Right, right. Well, getting to crime, had a little incident right here in Onslow County on Sunday.
I wasn't there. I didn't do it.
Marshall Huffman, he was arrested Sunday by the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. According to the charging documents, Huffman entered and remained on private property after being told
Oh, that's trespassing then.
by an authorized person that he was not allowed there. So the documents allege that after deputies placed him in handcuffs, he leaned his head forward before forcefully throwing it backwards and striking a deputy in the forehead. He headbutted a deputy while he was in handcuffs.
Is he still in the hospital?
Well, listen, now it says he's also accused of using bodily fluid as a projectile against the deputy during the arrest. He is in the jail without bond. He appears this morning. Can we get there by 9 o'clock?
We take a show in a row. We like to be on that one covering
He
it live.
threw bodily fluids onto the deputy.
Throw it or spit on him.
It didn't say. It just said that.
That's the only thing I can think of.
He's accused of using bodily fluid as a projectile against the deputy. I would say spit.
Yeah.
He probably spat at him.
Because he was kind of on the confined side, I'm sure.
But look, after the headbutt, you don't need to worry about anything else because.
But actually, your headbutt me in a situation like that, you might be spewing stuff.
Might have to stop at the ER before the jail.
It's going to be like you might be spewing and projecting some of your blood if I hit an artery.
But how stupid! In
know.
jail without bond.
I want to be. Oh God, that ought to be fun.
Started as trespassing and ended up in jail without bond.
When somebody tells you to leave their property,
You better leave.
it's kind of like up here at my house. If you come to the front door and I tell you you got to go away, you don't have a lot of time to clear my property. Yeah, it's a full acre and a quarter, but you're going to have to pick it up and put it down to get off my property.
Let's
If you
talk about.
don't do it in the right period of time, I'm going to have a chat with you.
Let's talk about people coming to your door. Saturday, there was 2 young gentlemen.
You're assuming they're gentlemen?
Well, I'm 2 young males going house to house to house trying to sell internet. Is from what I hear.
Yeah.
One of them had already gotten in an argument with a neighbor down the street. From what I hear, from what the neighbor said. Anyway, I have right underneath my house numbers this beautiful sign that says "No soliciting." Well, they come up, and as you approach my front door, the camera goes off and it says you are being recorded. So a lot of people most of the time don't ring the doorbell. They just stand there. But this guy, and it's on video, tried opening my outer door, my glass door. You could see him trying to open it. And then he would just knock on the glass. And I'm thinking, why not ring the doorbell? Well, I did not go to the door because one thing, I'm not going to the door. Another thing is I wasn't exactly dressed to go to the door. And so he started to walk away. So he walked away a few steps and stood there vaping, which was a real nice look. Then he came back over and rang the doorbell.
Whoever he is.
He rang the doorbell, and then he tried to open my door again. Well, I was just about dressed by then because I was getting ready to go to the door. I was getting ready to go to the door and probably say some things that weren't reputable on the air here. But, how dare him? First of all, why are you trying to open my door?
I hunt over a baited field. I have no problem with it. I just unlock the door. And then when he walks through the door, that's breaking and entering.
Well,
it doesn't have to be locked.
I know, but I thought maybe he didn't see my no soliciting
Doesn't
sign.
matter.
Most people do. But he went across the street to a neighbor who's got a huge no soliciting sign on his outer door. And he still knocked on the door.
You need to change your sign.
I solicitors.
We shoot every third solicitor. The second one
Right.
just left.
That's right. But I came very close to calling JPD and say, go check these guys out because
I would.
I would have loved to know what company they were representing. I
Yeah, I
know
can
my
tell you
neighbor said that they talked bad stuff about Spectrum. Yeah, you're with a competition. You're not going to say a lot of nice things, but then you shouldn't be bad mouthing them like that either. That makes you look a step less. But trying to open my door, Rayford, they better be glad I didn't go to the door.
No, it's just too bad you didn't have it unlocked.
If you go to the door and you're wearing a weapon on your side, is that considered threatening?
Nope.
If you've got one in your hand when you go to the door?
If I got it aimed at your face and turn you onto the ground, dirtbag, nope, yes.
But let me tell you what, that angered me so much. I
Now, if
thought,
he steps into your house, even if your door is unlocked,
Right.
he opens that door, walks in, that's breaking and entering.
well, I think what he was trying to do was open the outer door so he could knock on the
I
wood
don't
door.
know.
But
I
the
don't-
thing about it is, there's a doorbell.
It's not up to you to think what he's thinking.
That's right. There's a doorbell, and there's also, you can talk through it.
Because I think the worst of everybody at the door.
How? You just punk? My first thought was punk. Don't go to the door, Lee, because you're going to say something that's going to
There's
get you
a
in
guy
trouble.
named Clint Eastwood, a
Punk.
Dirty Harry character, used that word at times.
Yes, yes.
David
David says, I have a German Shepherd in the house, and he doesn't like it when someone comes to the door and he doesn't know. Well, David, I have two small dogs,
They're
but
just
they're
noisy.
loud. They're
Yes.
very loud. And in fact, if somebody across the street goes out to their mailbox, they're on alert and they're barking. But yeah, the audacity of this punk.
Jesus.
If I had found out, yeah, I'm still on it. If I
that
had
would be
found
funny.
out the company they worked for,
Oh, I'm
which-
pretty sure I can tell you.
well, I'm
They did
pretty
here.
sure.
The guy that came here was very polite.
Mm-hmm.
He rang the doorbell. He stepped off of the upper area.
As he
so that
should.
when I open the door, he's not in my face.
Right.
That's good for him.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the proper thing to do. Not only that, but if you hear one thing we taught our mail people when they had to go to the door to deliver something that had to be signed for or
Mhm,
given by hand, if they heard dogs in the house, we always trained them to put their foot at the bottom of the screen door, outdoor, and hold it there. So, because dogs have a normal tendency to want to charge a door.
Of course they do.
And it could be the homeowner open one door and the dogs hit the outer door and come out after the mailman. So,
What happens if there's a screen door and they come out through the bottom?
well,
through the screen.
look, I've seen that
Find
happen.
out how fast you're.
I got chased by a German Shepherd, and thank goodness my window was down in it was my private Jeep,
straight through.
because I went straight through it. I was scared, Rover. Scared.
Now the guy that was here, and I know what the company was,
Right.
and I told him that I was fine, I was good, thank you, and then I made a call to my provider, and
Yes.
we came to terms about me staying with them, and I got a reduced rate.
Now, one of my neighbors was saying because they were wearing no identification at
This
all.
guy was.
Mine,
He had a
because
thing around it.
I
Now, if you
have it
go
on
to- if you
video.
come to the door and you're selling something, you better have.
when he
identification.
stepped off my porch the first time, he stood there on his cell phone looking at it and vaping. And I'm like, yeah, you make a real good,
Your impression is in the toilet.
impression. Yeah. And, but I noticed they weren't not wearing any identification. First of all, they should be wearing identification,
Yes, they
something
should.
that identifies them. My neighbor was saying, well, I don't think JPD requires permits anymore.
Yes, they do for
As
soliciting.
far as I
don't
know, they still
I don't
do.
know whether that requires a permit or not, but I will assume that it does until I'm told otherwise.
Yes, I would assume so also.
Anyway,
But
we'll find out.
yeah, we'll
We're
find
going to have the
out.
chief in here. We'll know very shortly, won't
That's
we?
right. I'm
There
going to
we
go
go.
see her today.
Yay.
On business.
If she keeps you there, call me. I'll round up some money. Or I'll buy you a pack of cigarettes. I know you don't smoke, but maybe you can trade it for something.
It may take more money than you have
Well,
if
I'm
it's
sure it
that
will.
bad enough that she's going to lock me up. You never know.
Is there something about you that I haven't found yet?
Nothing. Believe me. Y'all, do
You
whatever
just-
search you
just
want.
paused and looked up.
You're going to
see
say,
what
this is such a boring woman. She has no life.
Boy, there's a guy over in Duplin County. 3 years ago,
Stupid.
he was nominated as the beginning teacher of the year.
Oh,
He's really
yes.
cool. I mean, that's a pretty neat
Well, let's
thing,
talk
right?
about the rest of it.
Oh, well, he's behind bars. This is Duplin County. He's
Let's talk
charged
about
with having
why.
sex with a 17-year-old girl many times. James
Yes.
Graves was a JROTC, that's a junior ROTC,
Mm-hmm.
Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps
Right.
teacher at James Keenan High School at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He was a teacher nominated as the beginning teacher of the year. When he's been convicted, well, hasn't been convicted yet, when he's now been charged of having sex with a student, 17 years old, 14 different times from November 2023 through December
Couple years.
2024.
Yes. Oh, 1
A
year.
little over a year. He also faces 3 counts of first-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and 3 counts of third-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators have photos. They say he took of the private parts of the girl and video of the two having sex.
No, wait a minute. How old was he?
40-something.
And this was a 17-year-old.
The 48-year-old Graves is being held without bond in the Duplin County Hotel. Now, he's charged with having sex with her, right?
Right.
She was 17.
Right.
She can't consent, so she's under the age of consent by law.
I mean, yeah, by law she can't consent, but she consented evidently.
Well, obviously, but by law,
Right.
And then, but
It's-
it would
it's
have
a
been a
crime.
different crime if she had been under 16, 15 or under. It becomes rape.
Right.
At that time, the charge is rape, not having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Rape. He is charged with first-degree sexual exploitation and
You
third-degree
knew.
sexual
You
exploitation.
knew.
Now, he's a teacher.
It's
Now,
like
if he had been
Circle K worker
yeah.
or something.
he'll still be charged.
Right.
However, if he was 5 years of age or older than the girl at the time, 17, he'd be charged. Obviously, he was. But the difference will be that he is a person in charge of people, a police officer, a clergy,
Yes.
a teacher.
Right.
They all come under that same classification. They can wield, they carry authority. They're known as authority figures. So that's what it gets to be, different degrees. Okay, Dickie? Remember we talked last
Understand
week
that.
about a woman, she went speeding up to a store, jumped across the counter, ran into a back room. A guy was
Yes.
chasing her. He had a gun,
Right.
fired off 2 or 3 rounds outside, ran into the store, and as she cleared the counter, hit it for the back room. 2 guys stopped him. Unarmed guys stopped him.
Yeah, I think they were. One was the store owner.
Yeah, you know,
right.
someone else. But anyway, the store owner got right in his face, according to the video.
Yes, he did.
And he convinced the guy to leave. Well, the guy left, but he left his truck there.
Yes.
Had a nice pickup truck. Well, the city seized that. They impounded it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they've
the,
been looking for him for over a week.
yeah.
The Pitt County authorities say a body matching the man's description was found in a wooded area. Kanyezi Johnson was the object of the manhunt for a week, plus a week. They found the body.
Yes.
He will be positively identified later today.
Yes, I saw that, and I was telling you about some of the comments on that news story by various different people that were making comments, and some of them were like, you know, they were. Well, I don't know the full story, but they were very upset that the man had passed away. Let's just say that. And
Well, yeah, his relatives were. They wanted him to
Yes.
spend the rest of his life in prison because he was going there for a charge of attempted murder.
right. Some of the people were defending his actions, is how I
There's no defense
need
for that.
to put it. But I'm just like, but with every story that you see, hear, or
Yeah,
read,
well, that's
there's
gonna be
always
relatives
so
and
many
friends.
factors involved
And
in it.
the best, if you happen to be in the future, um, you, your kid, your parents, your uncle, your nephew,
Mhm.
niece, or whoever, a great friend of yours, I'm going to give you an example of that in a second. If they get caught doing something, they do what? Don't jump up and down and go public and jump all over social media about how great that they are. They could not have done anything like they're accused of doing because you haven't heard but one side, theirs,
Right.
even if you've heard that much. It's nice for you to stand by their side.
Well, Reverend,
But when
don't you know?
When you jump up and down like that, you're going to be made to look just as
Social media is
stupid
a
as they
court of
are.
law.
Well, it is. We had at the TV station where I worked,
Right.
there was a guy that was breaking into people's homes, women's homes, and raping them.
Mm.
He would always take an article of clothing. A serial rapist will do that quite often.
Pervert, yes. Okay.
Well, he got caught because they broke into one house, and the lady that he broke in on, I forgot who it was in the house that was there too, spending the night there on the couch, had a gun and opened fire on him, wounded him. He got caught. He worked at the TV station, and and it wasn't in my department. I cautioned my people, keep your mouth shut. You don't know like half of the story, if that.
Right.
And then somebody in another department posted, there's no way he would have done anything like that. He is a very nice and gentle individual.
We all have our
Guess what
points
they
or
found at
moments.
his home when they searched him?
Oh, what bombs?
No, all of the articles that he had taken from all of the other women,
Oh, that's not good.
his souvenirs.
You.
And I said, people, do you now understand? I'm a realist. You guys are children. You don't have a clue what's going on in this world.
Okay.
The people that you work with, you don't know them as well as you think you know them.
Well, that's like we all have our breaking point.
Yep.
We all have our things that are little secrets that we don't share. Well, most of us. There's some people that share everything about themselves on social media.
they lie to you.
But, we all have a breaking point. We all have our little things that, from time to time, maybe that we were borderline, shouldn't have done what we did, whatever. I mean, Have you ever keyed a car?
You want to share?
No. No.
What was the worst thing you ever did? I mean, but definition.
Keyed a truck. That was a long time ago, and the person deserved it.
Did he not like it? Did he do something to
Never
you?
knew it was me that did it.
Was he that bad?
Or he was doing something he shouldn't have done, and
What was he doing to you?
I'm not even going to talk about it. But let's just say that the devil got into me, and it was just
You were
like
in Flip Wilson.
I flipped off. I flipped out, and am I ashamed that I did something like that? Yes. Will I ever do it again?
Did you
No.
get caught?
No.
Don't worry about it.
Somebody else got blamed for it. But nothing came out of it really. But and he deserved a lot worse than that. But I just lost it for that moment, and I was walking by, I was like, and Carrie Underwood would be proud of me. But that is something that I don't do things
Was she
like
involved?
that. No, but she wrote a song about it.
Oh,
And
because of you?
No, not because of me.
So you did it because she wrote the song.
That was before her song came out.
Oh,
That was a long time ago. But
Okay.
no, do I normally do things like that? No. I'm the type of person that I would rather just not say anything and walk away and leave rather than to get into any kind of confrontation. What's the worst that you've ever done?
I can't tell you. 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139.
Does it involve body bags, ropes, chains, and a trip to the ocean?
Not all.
No, that's just something.
910-333-0139. What's the worst thing that you've ever done?
Yeah.
I suggest if it was a misdemeanor, the statute of limitations is 2 years in North Carolina. So if it's been 2 years and a day or longer,
Oh, it's
don't
been
worry about it.
20, 25 years
No,
ago.
I'm talking about for these other people to call
Oh, the
in.
other people.
If
Oh,
you call
okay.
in and it happened more than 2 years ago, and it's a misdemeanor,
Right.
you're good to go. So
Well-
call in and share with us. We'd like to
Yeah,
hear.
you're the first person I've ever told about this. Well,
Not the first.
not the
We
first.
told a bunch at
Yeah.
the same time.
I
It's
mean,
funny.
but am I ashamed that I did that? Yes, it was,
was it a
wrong.
very nice
Yes.
vehicle?
No,
Oh,
no, but it was a distinctive stripe down the side.
Has he? Is he still with us?
No.
Okay. Well, did he have a stroke or anything because of what you did?
Nope.
Okay. That you know of.
Did he deserve it? Yes. That was a long time ago, and no, I don't do things like that on a normal basis. And I am one of those people that you can make extremely mad, and I will just walk away. And you mess on me, you do me wrong, I just walk away. Just walk away from it. That's the way I am. I'm not a fighter. I won't sit there and argue with you. I just like peace.
One of the vice guys in New Hanover County
Right?
drug unit, right?
Yes.
He and his wife were both
Probably
good
get
friends of
arrested,
mine.
right.
I knew both of them. In fact, I photographed their wedding. So, how guys like to have pictures of their wives, especially when they first get married, up on the desk or wherever they work. Well, he could put a picture of his wife up there because he had the scum of the earth in his
Right.
office,
Right,
not his
right,
coworkers,
yes.
the people that came in. So she said, "Let's do a picture." I said, "Done." So I got a bad boy raid mask, right?
Oh, yes.
And
You just
dressed her
reminded me.
accordingly. And I took I took one of my shotguns, and I had her with the shotgun posing for the photograph. He loved it. He put the picture on his desk. He said, "This is my wife, guys."
You just reminded me. I was in a business Thursday, and I was sitting at the salesperson's desk, and they have this plaque on their desk, and it's a picture of Florida State Coliseum.
Oh, I know.
And to the left
Where
of
did
the
they
picture of
buy?
the Coliseum is the picture of the person whose desk I was sitting at. Well, do you want to see what I did to his picture? And it's been like that. It was like that when I went back in Friday.
Hey, he hasn't noticed yet, is what you're saying?
No, he's not noticed. I meant to send that to
The
him.
hair is perfect.
Yeah, but
You're a pretty good artist. You captured him, and I know who it is. based
I
upon your
took
sketch.
a card, a business card, and on the back of it, which was all white, I made a stick man with hair sticking up, and I put it on top of his picture, which covers his picture, and it's still sitting there.
Guys, remember what I told you? You need to keep your head on a swivel. You need to be observant. Be aware of your surroundings. Let's go
Wait
ahead.
to see who's going to find it
Bring
first.
me up to date on your on the stuff out there in Washington State.
Oh, Washington State.
They
As
had
of
a bunch of fires.
They had a bunch of fires in this one area of the state. It was near Spokane, Washington. And wildfires started, and it was weird because, like, it would be over in this neighborhood, then be over in this neighborhood, then be over here. It didn't run into a pattern.
But they had some blustery winds.
Yeah,
right?
they had blustery winds, but as of yesterday afternoon, they had up to 600 structures that had burned, and 60,000 people evacuated from their homes. And these were actually.
This is in towns.
This is in towns.
Municipalities.
And they had this fight. There was woods surrounding the patches of woods,
Sure,
but
absolutely. But
it was wind. I think winds were up to 12 to 15 miles per hour.
Very
in most of
gusty.
and so the fire would jump into other areas, but people's homes were actually burning down. And I was listening to the scanner on it, and some of the firemen would be calling in and say, "We need help at this one area. We need this, we need that." And the dispatcher would
sorry,
say,
we're out of help.
"There is no one to help you. We have no one." And one fire department was out there, and of course they were in their tankers trucks. They had the water-filled trucks, And they're like, we're out of water. We're out of water. And, and I'm like, my gosh, these people with homes out there, there's nothing they can do but just let the fire take over it. And then at one time, I counted, because you can go to the flight data center. You can go to the flight. There's a lot of apps for flight data. And I showed 11 different planes and 2 helicopters all at the same time up and around the area dropping water. There was a river that runs nearby, and they were taking water from that. But I'm like, I hope they don't run into each other, because on the maps are actually look like they're colliding, but of course, they're not. But they had 11 planes and 2 helicopters.
Can fixed wing, can they drop down and scoop up water?
I don't know, but
helicopters do it regularly.
I clicked on a lot of the planes just to see what they looked like, and some of them were forestry, of course, and state planes, but it was just so crazy.
You would think, because they got a pretty good sized military Air Force, I think, there, do they not, in the eastern part of Washington?
Right.
Tacoma area.
But you know what's so sad is when listening to them in the dispatch saying, I'm sorry, we have no more help.
Yeah.
You've got what you've got. And as of this morning, I don't know what the current situation is, but it was just crazy. I'm just thinking, what would we do here?
During World War II, there was incendiary balloons that were shipped into this country that Japan launched.
Right.
That ended up inside this country and set fires. Not enough to make a lot of difference, but I mean, think about with some of the dry conditions and with the sophistication. I mean, do you remember a couple of balloons that came across this country?
Yes.
Imagine what damage that those could have done. Silent, dropping incendiary devices. When we're in a drought situation. Can you imagine that happening?
What's weird too, Rayford, is ever since all that happened, have we heard any stories about balloons since then?
No, we shot one down.
We had one that landed over here next to our base. Remember that one? And that was supposedly just a balloon going awry, had people in it or whatever. But I'm like, but it goes down right there next to the
we used to have a
Holcomb
guy
Boulevard
here,
entrance.
He was a big aeronautics guy, Weldon Simpson.
I remember
and
him.
Weldon had a hot air balloon.
Right.
And he would get out and launch that sucker, and then they had a chase vehicle. Because, they have to radio where they are, so the chase vehicle could go find them. This is before cell phones. And then they have to go load them up and pack them up and bring them home. But he asked me if I wanted to go up, and I said, no. No. Not no, but no.
Well, wasn't that his plane that crashed over here at White Oak High School?
Yep.
I remember I went to that.
Yeah.
Yes. That was sad.
He crashed several times.
Yeah, wait, was it? Yeah, it was him. And who was the one
I think.
Crashed? He got killed flying his experimental plane. That was Wilton Williams. What was his name? Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while back. I have to research. Anyway, just talking about the county, I just wanted to let everyone know that there's a meeting at 11 o'clock this morning, at which time they're going to open up, and one of the first order of business is they're going to be doing a proclamation and presenting it to Major Capers this morning in the chambers. There is public is invited. It's a regular meeting.
Yep.
And if you want to meet Major Capers, I would.
Major Capers got the Medal of Honor
right
presented to him.
And the county is going to proclaim August 25th as Major James L. Capers Day, because that's his birthday.
Oh, that's good.
And so they're making a proclamation, and they're presenting him with that today. I plan on being there.
Does that mean Robbie's older than he is? She was born.
Major, he will be, I think, 84.
Well, his birthday is on the 25th. Hers is on the 14th. That would make her older than him.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And then tomorrow at 4:30 p.m., there was a correction made on it, so I hope I'm right. 4:30 p.m. Jacksonville City Council will be doing a proclamation to honor Major Capers also. So if you don't make it today to the county, you've got the city tomorrow.
Maybe we'll be busy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And then starting, what's the date today? Starting tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, if you're in Swansboro, don't get upset because the U.S. Marine Corps 2nd Angelico will train in and around Swansboro using the town's urban environment for realistic mission practice.
Do not confront them.
They will be
Okay.
carrying radios and communications equipment, but no weapons. And exercises will occur during both day and night, and aircraft may be visible. So,
You know,
no Swansboro, you're not getting invaded.
they had one of those nighttime drill in the civilian community
Right.
in Cumberland County one year,
Oh, gosh.
way back when. And a deputy sheriff had the sheriff's office either got the word, but they didn't put it out to their deputies
Right.
that they would be training in the civilian community. And they were going to be, blacked out faces
Right.
and carrying guns.
Oh, my goodness. And somebody didn't know, did
And
they?
confronted a deputy. The deputy confronted them,
Oh.
and there was one that was killed.
Oh, no.
Yes.
What? That's horrible.
Well, he was presented a gun. The guy pointed a gun, and he didn't have bullets, but
That's why we're putting out the information for all of you
Absolutely.
living in
Do
Swansboro
all
and
you
passing
civilians
through.
out there.
If you see, that it's just military is going to be doing training exercises tomorrow, Wednesday in Swansboro. If you see one, just thank them. Thank them. Let's just do that.
Yep.
But, wow.
Um,
Well, then you had another story about Twin Falls, the
yeah.
restaurant In and Out. Shoo-wee.
Let's see if this is the same one.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
That's a different one. In and Out restaurant. They got a call that a guy had a gun. And I forgot, he shot, who did he shoot? Several people.
I think he just opened fire
Yeah.
on people in the restaurant. That was in shoo-wee. Let me see.
Golly.
Idaho.
That's where
That's right.
Idaho.
Yes,
The place had
yes.
just opened up.
Right.
Less than a week it had been open. And so he got there, and
They're still
a
investigating the motive.
an off-duty state trooper with a gun and a civilian with a gun.
Jordan Salinas.
The two of them confronted the guy and neutralized the situation.
Right. Salinas, who was the civilian involved, him and his girlfriend had just got done horseback riding. They went to this restaurant. They wanted to get something to eat. And as they approached, they heard his pop, 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 and saw people running through the doors.
Yes.
He thought it was a kitchen fire at first, but then he realized the pop, pop, pop was gunfire. So he ran towards it. He said it was an automatic response. The last thing he remembers was hearing his girlfriend shouting his name, Jordan. Then the shooting started again. And so he happened to be packing.
Yep.
He reached for his shoulder holster and drew an FN-57, a semi-automatic pistol with a suppressor fixed to the barrel. He worked through the framework he practiced for a year. He's a healthcare worker and a full-time caregiver of his wheelchair-bound brother. He became training seriously after a 2021 shooting at the Boise Town Square Mall that killed 2 people and injured several more. And he started taking his training seriously that day. He told the Idaho Statesman on Sunday he shoots on weekends and trains in the desert. But anyway, he said he ran from the car with a gun drawn, and video posted to social media shows a man slinking behind In and Out signs and shrubs seeking the source of the gunfire. And he was able to establish sight lines, and he watched the perp lift the rifle to his shoulder and start firing towards cars. But he said, okay, this is the guy. So he raised his weapon and with both hands and fired. And he said the perp did not like it when bullets started firing both ways, but he felt no fear. He said he did what he thought he needed to do.
Yeah. Well,
But
you got to do what you know that you can do. And,
Right.
and, you know, folks, Idaho's a little bit different. And a lot of guys here have guns.
but Rayford,
Country.
what if he had not stepped up?
That's the problem.
Because this guy, I think his name was Chad Williams, is who they've identified him
Yes.
as just recently. He just walked up and started shooting. Just started shooting.
You know, you've got that one of the things that y'all, well, a lot of people in Onslow County have concealed carry permits. A lot of people
Right.
are packing guns. It's meant for your personal protection. That's
Right.
number one. If you are, I don't know, there are a lot of ex-cops, retired cops, prior cops, whatever, cops from other places, very well trained military personnel around here. We're different. We're different. That know how to be on the offensive and defensive side. But in most cases, your gun is for your protection.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the offender. You're not there to try to put people down, because your bullets, as great a shot as you are at the range of shooting paper, that's cool until the bullets are flying back and you're hearing them go zzz. That's when you get a little bit nervous.
Right.
So
Well-
where your bullets go, you're responsible for.
Well, they said the shooting, there was 3 killed and 7 injured.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the shooter himself, 24-year-old Chad Williams, he died from a self-inflicted,
Yeah.
shot.
He was one of those 3.
Yes, he was one of those 3. So, but could you imagine? Let's go get a burger, and you're at a fast food place, or it could be a restaurant, whatever. Going in to get a burger, and shooting starts. Right, for what I'm telling you, it's not safe anywhere. Walmart in Pennsylvania. A Walmart shopper in Pennsylvania allegedly pulled out a gun in the store's self-checkout area. You know, where we check ourselves out after putting on our blue vest,
That's enough to make you mad.
and tried to shoot another customer upward of 10 times while arguing with that customer. He missed and shot a worker instead in the leg, shot a worker in the leg. And this happened this past Friday night around 7:30 p.m. And the police were still searching for the gunman over the weekend. They rushed everybody to the back of the store. I could see something ricochet to the floor, and then it like flashed. So I'm assuming that was a bullet, according to the customer. Another shopper told a local TV station she heard children screaming. Saw another person hyperventilating. Me, I would be looking for the bathroom. It said that the gunman was
There's
arguing.
only one door into and out of that bathroom.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Police said the gunman was arguing with another man in the self-checkout area when he pulled a pistol out and fired between 5 and 10 rounds at the other shopper. 5 to 10 rounds he fired? He didn't hit him?
So, well, hitting other people is what the real concern is too. You know,
Well, one of the bullets ricocheted off the
Yeah.
floor and hit a female employee.
I didn't
and was shot in the
ricochet
calf.
off the floor.
Daggone, I don't know. But police say that they are reviewing surveillance video inside and outside Walmart, as well as the suspect's purchase history, to try to piece together what happened and identify the suspect. But, I'm wondering if he fired 5 to 10 rounds and never hit the guy. Well, I wasn't there. I don't know. The guy could have been running, ducking. But it's so
Your
great for them.
first shot is the one that should count.
That's right. I mean,
Second one is the backup.
if all else fails,
Third
use the
one is
last
the
one.
third one is the grand finale.
But bullets flying in the self-checkout at Walmart. Bullets flying at the In-N-Out restaurant going to get a hamburger. I'm just telling you.
The marine forecast for the first part of this week: elevated winds and seas. That means the ocean's going to be gnarly through part of the day. This is going to be coming in from the west to the east as it gets a little bit easier today. High pressure builds back in with better boating conditions from Tuesday onward. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, small craft advisory in effect through this afternoon. Southwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots, gust to 30, seas 5 to 7 feet. A chance of, here we go, showers and thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms.
Why did they call it thunderstorms and not thunder showers? Okay.
Lord.
Tuesday, tomorrow, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 with gust up to 25, becoming southerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet. 4 to 6 feet. And there's going to be some rain falling from the sky. There's going to be some noise in some of it. Southerly winds on Wednesday, 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. A chance of thunderstorms. That other stuff, like you're taking a shower, are likely.
Are you done?
God, I hope so.
I hope so too. Today, we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 83.
Easy for you to say.
Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms,
Twice.
mostly cloudy with a low around 74. Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 82. And Wednesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 88. And I am so grateful that the temperature has dropped below 100 for this week.
I'm so grateful that the gasoline has
Gosh.
price per barrel of oil that was up at $100 was down to $80 and something. It went back up again. Now it's down to almost $80 again. Some places $89.73. I don't know how they figure out prices. I don't care. What's it costing me at the gas pump? I gotta get gas because I'm out again.
Well, I have a half tank. So. No, I have not.
Can I-
I don't know what I have because this thing, the gauge on this truck is just
Messed up.
I
Take
can't.
it
I don't know
back.
how to read it.
Trade it in. Hey, Steve.
Hey, good morning, John.
How are you?
Hope y'all had a good
Morning.
weekend.
Hey, you know, reasonably decent. Hope yours was.
It was good.
Yeah, mine was as well. I had most of the weekend off, so I played lazy, my favorite part.
Oh, gotcha. I think that's kind of like playing Misty for me, right? You played lazy
Yeah.
for you. I played Misty
Right.
for me.
Yeah. Hey, I was thinking about it when you said that they say thunderstorms all the time. I am surprised at that because usually they say the same thing every day. They try to find different ways to say it, like partly cloudy, mostly sunny.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've even heard some of them take that thunderstorms and say it's going to be heavy rain with some rolling thunder. That's the, that's the other
sakes.
one I've heard. Yeah.
What is rolling thunder? I know it's a motorcycle group, but
Yeah, I think it's when you have like multiple strikes. So when you hear it, you hear like boom, 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 boom,
It
boom.
rolls right on
that
through.
sounds like a drummer.
It
I don't
sounds
know.
like fireworks, and that's my understanding. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's like when the thunder sounds like fireworks in the distance. Yeah, it works.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was odd too that they use that in the written form. They use thunderstorms almost exclusively.
You know what I like about the National Weather Service? Like on today's, like today, there's a chance of rain, of showers and thunderstorms before 12 p.m. Then between 1 and 3 p.m., there's a chance of a shower. Then showers between 6 and 9 p.m. with a possible thunderstorm. So you know what I do? I wipe all that out and say there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms today.
Yeah, pretty
It
much.
might rain.
I mean, it might rain.
Now, then when we're reading this stuff, if we just copy it and don't pre-read it, because
Right,
people like
right.
me are infamous for not pre-reading. And then I get along here, and especially if there's a misprint, but even when there's just exactly like it comes from the National Weather Service, a chance of TSTMS. What the Sam Hill is that? Well, I'm in a hurry.
Well, that's like when I was doing the marine weather one day, and you talk about pre-reading, and I had not done it that morning, and I was like, yeah, winds at 15 knots. Not knots, nuts.
Is that what you said or they said?
That's what I said.
Oh, it's just KT.
Pre-read, yeah, because I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I just kept on going. But
That's a heck of a note.
yeah.
Hey guys, the real reason I called in this morning is
Yes.
I heard about a story yesterday that was kind of interesting to me.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know if y'all remember. I got to give you a little context, so bear with me.
Okay.
In 2023, Capital One closed all of Trump's children and Trump business accounts. I remember hearing something about it, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it at the time.
Yeah, I didn't care.
He claimed that it was politically motivated, that they done it or whatever. But anyway, they did it. When he became president, he filed a suit with them, suing them over that. And their initial court documents they filed said that the contract that he signed and his organization signed said that they could end the contract, that Capital One could end the contract at any time without reason.
Yep.
And Trump didn't leave it at that. He kept going back and pushing and pushing. So this weekend, Capital One filed court records showing why they closed the account. And turns out, and I didn't know this, but I knew there was a lot of federal regulations on banks, but they have a Know Your Customer Act, where they have to know both sides of any transaction that goes on by federal law. They have to have an anti-corruption, an anti-money laundering division that looks at all transactions to flag them if there's any trouble with it. And what had happened is that they got their accounts flagged for money laundering. I don't mean they did it, but he got flagged for it for suspicious transactions. And Capital One notified them of that and said that they were going to be closing their accounts in 90 days if it wasn't rectified. And turns out they had 300 accounts with their personal accounts and business accounts, which ain't unusual. You know, I got like 4 accounts, so I didn't really think of much of that, but that is a lot of accounts. But then they extended it and gave them 90 days. Excuse me. They gave them 6 months instead of 3 months to rectify the situation before they actually closed the accounts. Well, what they filed this weekend said the reason they closed the accounts was because they all got flagged, and they gave them 6 months to rectify it. They never rectified. And so now, I don't know if you heard that Todd Blanche just put it in writing that the $1.8 billion fund is dead, and that there's no future immunity for Trump or his children. But immunity for anything they've done up to this point is still in place. And I found that an interesting chapter in this story that we're seeing play out. You know, that when I was talking about last week, we shouldn't give them the ability to, you know, not saying they would, but we shouldn't give them the ability to run a money laundering operation. Then just a few days later, there's a court filing saying they were flagged for doing just that the bank believed they were doing that. You know, it hadn't, of course, it ain't been proven, but I thought that was an interesting story that came out this
Well, all of the financial stuff, when you get into the world of criminal activity, is strange, and I find it always cool when they pick on or take a look at certain individuals, and whether it's Trump or other high-profile individuals, like they do from time to time. And then when, having done some work involving activities in Miami, and the people there who had bank accounts, and the banks that were, they sent the drug dogs in. Do you remember that story? Where they sent the drug dogs into several banks in Miami, and the money that they sniffed, talk about money laundering, was cocaine, had cocaine residue on it, all over the place. These people, they continue doing business. So I find it amazing that some banks, and by the way, I've always had problems with capital. I've never not had a problem with anything that I ever was involved in where capital was involved. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's Donald and I are in the same bucket. I don't know. But I've always had problems with that. I won't have anything to do with anything that capital has something to do with. It's a me thing. Probably my fault. However, down in Miami, all of the activities that were going on there with drugs, especially in the 70s and the 80s, and that activity there, I don't recall anybody that we were looking at that had any problems with the bank canceling their accounts or putting them on hold. Amazing, isn't it? They can abide by certain rules when they want to, and other times, I guess they don't have to. Amazing.
Well,
it's not political. There's no politics involved at all.
Yeah. They didn't actually freeze his accounts, and they doubled the time they gave him, and he found JP Morgan wound up taking all the accounts.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, they got moved. There was no real,
Sure.
issue at the time. The issue was when he came back and he tried to sue him over it.
Yeah.
And this is really starting to bite him in the butt. Is disclosure in a suit.
Mhm.
He had the same thing in Florida. He wanted to sue somebody, and the judge said, "Okay, well then you've got to turn over all your financial records to the defense, because you have to justify this amount, that it was actually, the amount you're suing for was the damages that were done, and it's not frivolous." And they backed away from it.
Sure.
Of course, yeah. But it seems like some of these are starting to bite him in the butt, and this one right here is another one that is not shining a good light on him.
Well,
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but
the first thing that anybody that comes under fire, whether it's a criminal act or whether it's a financial transaction, a civil action or whatever, because I know about one in particular personally. The first thing you do is you just ask for the other people all of their records. I do not know of anybody. I don't want you going through my records. It's none of your business. But I'm not going to take any aggressive action either. I have no reason to. But I just don't want to open myself up. That's kind of like opening your car up and letting them come out with a drug dog. And I mean,
Riding dirty.
I mean, Steve, you talked last week. We talked about a guy that you knew. You had not a clue. Had he ever been in your car?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been in his presence? Maybe shook his hand or anything?
That's the closest I ever got was a handshake.
Okay. So if the drug dogs came by and sniffed you as they were walking by, your hand may or may not have smelled like that. You don't know. You just don't know.
Right.
So,
and I fully understand that, but more than likely, the person who's handling that dog is going to want to have a conversation with me about the fact that dog notified on me.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to have a conversation with you.
And they're probably going to want to look in my pocket at that point. And the law gives them probable cause.
They've already got that.
Right.
So if you happen to be driving a car at the time, they get to search your car.
I get what you're saying, but at that point, I've got to prove myself innocent.
That's right. Absolutely. So the answer is no.
That's the nature of it.
Yeah.
But also, it's intriguing that around that exact same time that they had their accounts closed for that reason is when they started their Bitcoin venture, which is not regulated that way. Yeah. And essentially, you can do what they got flagged for doing without getting flagged.
Has anybody else done the same thing?
Possibly, man. There's the person that Trump pardoned was put in prison for that exact same thing, and he was laundering money for Hamas and Hezbollah.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Any other people that you've heard of?
I'm sure there's probably more.
Okay.
I'm sure there's probably more. That money laundering is something that gets prosecuted on the regular.
Yep.
But especially with all the drugs that get trafficked and people who get trafficked, and all that money has to be laundered.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought it was just an interesting, twist in the saga.
Mm-hmm.
Adding to it or whatever.
All right.
But I did like that they. I tell you, Blanche saying that he's, not immune from prosecution in the future, that the fund is dead. Those are all good. I still don't sit right with me that he gets immunity for anything he was doing wrong before now. He was being investigated before he ever ran for president, and that investigation was still running when he became president this time.
Okay.
And now they just terminated it.
Given everything that keeps popping up, back to good old Stormy Daniels and to times before that, what some people, you look at Donald Trump and some of those pictures back then, he looked like he was 15, 18, 25 years old. And he's being investigated about this, that, and everything else. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be cooperating with anybody about anything, because everybody decides, let's go after him for whatever reason. Because he is rightfully, he is realistically the one of two of the most hated two individuals in the United States. in 2026, in 2016, 2020, and 2024.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, but you're also just glossing over the fact that his chief financial officer was put in prison because they had 2 sets of books.
Okay.
Like, they had 2 sets of books, man. That
Yeah.
is like,
Mm.
that is classic fraud.
Uh-huh.
You know, and he was also shown that on his taxes he committed purposeful fraud.
Mhm.
The people who did his financial statements came out and said, you cannot trust what we told you because we were lied to by the Trump administration, and they ceased doing any operations with the Trump administration. So you're not talking about a Boy Scout. You're talking about somebody who is a proven liar and has chosen corruption over righteousness over and over and over again.
And the aggressor that I was telling you about, the guy that wanted to do the civil suit, and something that I was looking into, he was a corporation, but his partner was not aware of what he was doing. And when it came time to do the books, I ended up being able to talk with the guy who did the books, the CPA. And because it was public information that made available because of the action that was being taken. And I'm sitting there looking at it. The first page, the client does not, that we do not perform this based upon the normal practices of an accounting firm, because the client wanted us not to do this, he listed it. I'm like, excuse me? So the guy that is doing the suing was basing everything he did on a set of books that his own accountant said was not proper. But it was not illegal. It was just not done by standards. So this accounting world, this financial world, when you get into the financial crimes, and they are crimes, don't get me wrong, they're criminal activity if you can prove them. How much time do we have? How much money do we want to invest?
That's kind of the Achilles heel of our legal system, is that by appearance, Trump has been able to throw enough money in lawyers that his problems that he gets bogged down the courts and he escapes.
How old is Trump? How old is Trump right now? 80?
He's 80 years old.
How long do you think he will live?
Yeah.
No, seriously, how long would you give him to live? 5 years?
I might would give him 90.
After a
Okay,
stressful.
give him 90 years. How long do you think it will take the courts to get through with continuance after postponements, after this, after that? And his failing health, his increasingly failing health, he will never go to trial. He will never go to trial.
We're not talking about Donald Trump the man. We're talking about Trump the organization, and his sons are not 80 years old.
I understand.
And they're getting immunity as well.
That's going to be mostly civil stuff.
Well, I mean, it's the law, right? And they're getting,
It's
they're
going to
getting
be
immunity.
it's going to be mostly civil. How much are you willing to spend?
Well, then that brings into question is that if the prosecution costs too much, do we just ignore it? You know, if it's a financially detrimental to our
You ever been to an emergency room you ever been to an emergency room on a Friday on a full moon?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. You got to triage.
That's right.
You know, but do you just not treat the people who are at the bottom of that list?
No, you get to them when you can.
Right.
Sometimes you get away with putting Band-Aids on them, and sometimes you have to amputate. You know, there are things that you do.
Right. I understand where you're coming from, but this is, once again, we're not going to find out if they were guilty or innocent. We're just going to turn a blind eye.
Who killed Abe Lincoln? The man they claimed to, they killed him.
Here goes the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
there were quite a few witnesses to that, but okay.
Yeah, they were all military and told what to do, and it was one person that pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
So, and it was a darkened room.
I got you. Let's twist this so any way we can twist it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just pointing out to you how much involvement do you want to give it?
I get it. You're just giving the opposing view of the view that I gave, and I understand that. I do that quite often to you as well.
Yeah, but again,
at the end of the day, Donald Trump don't have the credibility to hold up the possible scenario you're trying to.
In your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Half of the people who voted for him.
With me, I know. I'm the only one that feels that way about it.
Half of the people who voted into all those elections will agree with you. Half of them will dispute what you're saying.
Half of the people who voted for him in 2024 don't trust him anymore. His approval rating has sunk down 32%.
There's not a president ever been elected.
We go around about that all day.
There's not.
You can try and be the opposition to Trump up, but
there is not a president, including Obama or anybody else, that in their terms they did not lose approval ratings. Because when you get into office and you do what you're supposed to be doing, your approval ratings will always go down.
Yeah. Where's all the investigations into Obama? Where's all the corruption that he's being prosecuted for?
Who? Obama?
Yeah.
Why are they going to go after him?
Where's all the corruption and prosecutions against George Bush Jr.?
They're not even here.
I get it, but I mean, if it's just people that hate the other person, why is not the same thing happening to every president before this?
See, that's one of the things. I do not think that in all of the above cases that there was anybody that hated any president in my time as much as they hate Donald Trump.
George Bush was hated a lot, Junior.
And the far right didn't think much of Obama either. But
you're talking about extremes.
You're sharing the opposing view. I appreciate that.
I'm just telling you what the facts are here, as realistically speaking.
You're sharing a lot of opinion, not facts. But I get
realistically, realistically, what I'm saying are facts. So. All right, we've been around this horse. We beat it to death.
Mine are just hogwash. Yes. I'll tell you. I got you.
I have a message for you.
You're being sarcastic. You're being sarcastic again, Steve.
Okay, I have a message.
Says it all. Yes.
From someone that's watching the show that says they love the show. Thank you very much. They sent me a post made by a victim of a assault that happened Saturday night here in Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm going to read you, the person that was assaulted posted this.
Posted it where?
Yes, right here on Facebook.
On us. Okay.
But this other listener sent it to us that is familiar with all this.
But the original person posted it on a Facebook social media site,
Yes. Okay.
Let's clarify.
Right. I thought I did. For those asking, Saturday morning around 2 a.m., I was delivering my last DoorDash order. And I was attacked by someone randomly who, about 5 minutes earlier, was sitting at a green light, not moving. I honked my horn. He went, but then he got behind me and started tailgating me. He followed me to the delivery. I stopped. He kept going, so I got out and ran up to deliver the food. He turned around and came back, parked in front of my car, blocking me. And when I ran back to my car, he came around to my door with a small wooden bat or baton and beat me in the head and face with it. I don't remember it at all. I woke up an unverified amount of time later. The guy was gone and I could not find my phone. I didn't know what to do, so I drove to the hospital. I had to speak to a few deputies and detectives while I was there who went to the scene and found my phone. They said with the amount of blood that was at the scene and in my car, it was unbelievable that I was able to drive myself to the hospital. I had to be transported to a trauma center in Wilmington. I had multiple skull fractures and brain bleeds and blood and cerebral fluid draining from my left ear for hours. My cheekbone on the left side is also fractured. I had surgery on my brain last night around 4:30 and got out about 7, woke up around 10:30. Considering everything that happened Everything looks good, and they expect me to be moved out of ICU tonight instead of a couple days like they originally
This must have been Saturday night.
expected. Yes, Saturday night. I have tons of staples in my head that will have to be removed in 2 weeks, and now I have titanium plates in my skull.
Already?
They are keeping me here to make sure they got all the fluid to stop leaking in my brain and spine. It's amazing that she could write all this. The driver of the car was a lightish skinned black man, about 6 foot, maybe late 30s, 40 something years old, short dark hair, drove a black Range Rover. She said, I remember seeing the Range Rover emblem at the light. And that's all I could really remember. If you have any information, please contact me or my family at the Onslow County Sheriff's
Call the sheriff's office. Don't contact
office.
them.
Right. Call the sheriff's office. I was leaving the McDonald's at the end of Western Extension, and at this light, we were both turning left from Williamsburg Plantation entrance onto Gum Branch Road. My delivery was to the 300 block of Shamrock Drive, which is in Lordale. And she asked for prayers, and she asked if anyone may have any home security camera footage in this area, please share it. I'm surprised the delivery address that she actually delivered to before and then getting assaulted and nobody out there saw or even knew.
Well, they left it. They go inside the house. I mean, I believe you leave my door and go away. I'm
Right.
inside,
It's just usually there's always somebody somewhere that's seeing something, but I mean, I
what time?
pray that they
2
catch
o'clock in
us.
the morning?
From what I take it, it was very 2 a.m. in the morning, Saturday morning, 2 a.m. So Friday night into Saturday morning, I
From
imagine.
Where?
She
At the restaurant?
well, yeah. If she goes to McDonald's to pick up the food, I'm assuming that's what she did, and she's on her way to deliver it to the house, and she encountered a guy
It's
that
not
was.
worth it.
God bless you, DoorDash people. I'm not. No way I would do it.
No.
There's just.
Well, I would, but
Right.
this day would
But it was. She said from what she remembers, it was a light-skinned man, black, and driving a black Range Rover. So, and this is 2 a.m. Saturday morning. So, if you saw anything, if you have any information, please contact the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. That's who you need to call, and
I'm
let
not-
them know.
I'm not going to discount her
No.
description, okay?
Right.
But don't narrow it to black, okay? You could if it's a light skinned person
Mm-hmm.
and it's not Caucasian.
Well, she didn't.
I'm assuming she knows it's not Caucasian, but it could be a light skinned another race, not.
Well, she said to her best of her
African-American.
recollection.
Right, well, I'm sure.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
if she's got plates in her head now, that's fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyway, if you have any information on
Do we get
Please.
any reports about this from the sheriff's office?
not that I know of, but
I didn't see it.
we'll check further into it. But this was sent to us on our radio page. So just checking to see what. No, we got flood watch.
I don't see any.
Training exercise. No, I don't see anything either. We'll check into it further, but just putting it out there. And thank you who messaged us, and thank you for watching the
absolutely.
show.
We appreciate
We
that.
appreciate it very much.
Hmm.
And anybody in the vicinity of Belly Drive, if you're missing your goats,
What?
over in the vicinity of Belly Drive, there are some goats that have been there all night long,
2-legged or 4-legged?
and it's around the 10-11 block of Belly Drive, and 4-legged. They're cute.
I know.
So
I know.
animal control's been called. So if your goats got out, you might want to go.
Curry
and get
goat,
'em.
here we come.
You might want to get over and get
Public
'em.
water systems in at least 7 states have come under cyber attack. Hello. Federal investigators are looking at Iran as being at the focal point of their investigations.
Right.
You know, the people we're playing nice with now. Seems that community systems are being controlled by automation. Pre-programmed electronic and computer-controlled systems that depend on the internet for communications. Yeah, buddy. The computers are, of course, password protected. But a sophisticated team of actors has been able to hack into the system
Sure.
and change the passwords.
And there you go.
Uh-oh. Once that happens, the hackers control everything, including water pressure, flooding of systems operations, and they can even lock system operators out of those systems and then do with them what they see fit. So far, there's been no indication that the water supplies are unsafe for consumers. As a result of the attacks, water systems have been forced to switch to manual controls. I think I would rather do that anyway. That requires more employees working longer hours.
Mhm.
Yes. So far. So how did we get to this point? So much of our infrastructure is controlled by computers.
Yes, it is.
Look at the traffic lights that are controlled from central locations.
God forbid it put a camera out.
Imagine what damage could be done if foreign actors, our enemies, take control and manage to turn all lights showing green in all directions
Ooh,
at the same time. Safeguards are programmed to make sure that doesn't happen
that would be bad.
if the systems work. But the systems are still centrally controlled and hackable.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that the president over the weekend put out a different story. It's not Iran because they are kind of backwards. Trump suggested that Minnesota's outgoing Governor Walz is responsible for all the crap up there.
Well, the buck stops here. It always
Minnesota
stops
has
at
been
the
at the
top.
center of all types of fraud, and
Right.
Trump has been critical of Walz's office for just about everything. I don't know. I'm just not really. Never had a reason or particular desire to go to Indiana. Just not a place that called my name. I had no reason to be there. It's kind of like got to be.
Right.
You got to be wanting to go there, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
because of what I'm reading now either. Last week, police in Porter County, Indiana,
Mm.
were asked to do a welfare check on a man living there. His family had been trying to reach him, but they could not reach him or his adult daughter, who was also living with her dad. Police entered the home. First thing they did, they found the body of 70-year-old Gary Dolnix on the floor. His heart had been removed from his body and was lying on top of his stomach.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
Not knowing what they had, the officers quickly requested SWAT come to the scene. After the special unit arrived, they started a search. Found 32-year-old Serena Dolnix in another room
crazy
covered in
woman.
blood.
Yeah, crazy.
That was the daughter. She had minor cuts on her hand.
How-
So she got those while working in the garden.
Yeah, okay.
There was no garden at the house.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Dolnix had been stabbed numerous times in his head, arms, and hands.
She got his
Serena was
heart
treated at
out.
the hospital for her injuries and then jailed on a murder charge.
I'd like to know how she got through the bone. Did she have a saw too? God, that was the craziest story and don't tell me she's crazy. Yeah, we
She's
know
crazy.
she's crazy,
She's
but
crazy.
oh yeah. Will this one even go to trial? She'll
No,
be found
no,
incompetent
not-
to stand trial.
Not guilty by reason of insanity, incompetent to stand
Yeah.
trial, yada, 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 yada. I've heard them all.
How could she? That's a crazy story, Rayford. When I read that, I was like, "Ugh, that is just. Well, how about this? Is out of town. This North Carolinian. She lives out of town right now, and she said she drove back to her North Carolina property for the first time in 8 years, and found a site that didn't make sense. The old farmhouse that was on the property, gone.
Uh-oh.
The ground was tore up,
Uh-oh.
and a construction crew was already working the lot.
On her lot.
Says in the original post, the owner described standing on land she believed was still titled in her name, while workers told her they were building a warehouse and offices. She said she hadn't sold the property and hadn't been contacted by anybody, and she continued paying the yearly property taxes on the property. Paid them every year. According to the account, the land sits on the outskirts of a town or small city that's been expanding. The owner said it used to be farmland with an older house that wasn't worth much, and she said she hadn't visited in nearly a decade because she lives out of state. But when she returned to check on it, she didn't find neglect or a few broken windows. She found the house gone, demolished, and the land torn up.
And somebody getting ready to develop it?
The owner added that no one had been living in the house for the last 18 months. The detail that matters because long gaps in occupancy can sometimes mean fewer eyes on the place, fewer neighbors watching or whatever. But the crew out there told her it wasn't her project. The owner said she tried to talk to the workers on the site and they wouldn't listen. From the workers' perspective,
Told the sheriff.
they likely had plans, permits, and a schedule to keep, whether those documents were correct. She also described noticing on the drive that in the surrounding area had changed. Of course, you know, the whole area had changed with growth and stuff like that. But she says she's never been approached about selling and had not agreed to any development. And she said the property taxes were paid, but the records appeared to have been changed. The owner said that she paid property taxes on the lot every year and believed her name was on the title. And
They can't take it off.
and another twist, she said she checked the county's GIS website and it showed the parcel was no longer in her name. That discovery raised stakes from unauthorized work to a bigger question on how the ownership
Fraud.
could have shifted in public records.
Somebody did it. Somebody went in. I don't know.
That's why Onslow County has a safeguard on it. You can sign up, go to Onslow County Register of Deeds page, and there is a website that you can sign up for. That if anybody has any inquiry on your property, you will get an alert on it. I signed up years ago. I went in and checked it not long ago, make sure it's still good. I'm still on the list. But if anybody goes in there and attempts to access your records and make any kind of changes, you will get an alert
I didn't know
saying,
that.
hey,
I
yeah.
need to do that.
Yeah, actually, it was Lisa Brown that started it. Lisa Brown started it when she was still there.
Clerk of court?
She was clerk of court, right. So I guess, but I think it
that's
was
the
Register of
Register of
Deeds.
Deeds.
But Lisa's the one that started that. She did.
Okay.
And it's continued since then. And they had an update
So I
on
need to
that.
call the Register of Deeds and say, listen up.
Well, you just go to the, if I find it, I'll go to the website and post it on our page later. But
Yeah, that'd be good.
it's good to have with you on property here in Onslow County. It's a protection.
Well, in any county in North Carolina, I don't know how it is,
Right.
but you need to do that. You need to find
Right.
out.
Right.
Check your stuff regularly. It's kind of like your voter registration. Check your voter registration regularly.
It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of this.
Because I just don't know what would happen if I would just go on to, if somebody were to go on to my voter registration
Right.
and just click on and say, I'm no longer here. I've moved.
Well, she's had to hire an attorney on this, and they'll have to do a further investigation on it. But
Oh my God.
she may
Shotgun
find
time.
herself very rich before this is over with.
Shotgun time. Y'all want my
That-
property? Get
That is
off.
crazy. Okay. All right. One of my favorite commissioners has sent a message in. It's called Property Check. Thank you. Thank you, Royce.
Okay.
But I will definitely put the link on
I
there
want to
for
do a
everyone.
property. I want to put
Because
property
when
check.
that first happened and came out, I went ahead and signed up. In fact,
I
I need to
didn't
go
know
in
it
there and
was
see
out
if
there.
my name's on any other properties it was at one time. I don't know if that's been taken care of or not. So, yes, it's always good to do whatever
I
you
need
can
go
to
to
safeguard.
I need to go to New Hanover County too and check, see if I got any.
And on this
property there.
date, August 2nd, 2021,
Today's not the second.
dude, you're right. On yesterday's date of August 2nd, 2021
Yeah.
is when we lost Sheriff Danny Heath.
Really?
Yes, 2021.
God knows, it's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
Jesus.
Jones County put out a little thing on it, and it just brought it to mind. But
Tony was an interesting
and-
individual. In the middle of the night, he would be.
he was
out there.
something, wasn't he? I knew him, not real well, but I knew him.
Sheriff, he would be out on the highways.
Right.
Didn't tell his deputies he was there or anybody else necessarily. He just got out and he'd ride
He's
around
well
looking.
liked, well liked.
Yeah, except by the bad people.
Yeah, but he was well liked, and he did a great job. I will tell you, Onslow County Sheriff's Office has put out a post. You probably don't, you're not even going to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when I talk about MySpace?
Oh, years ago?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was
That
a
used to
long
be
time
like
ago.
Facebook is now, but
Yeah.
MySpace, there's rumors, there's conjecture, there's talk that MySpace is making a comeback.
I
And
probably
also,
still have an account there.
I tried to log in not long ago just to see, and it just said no such whatever. But yeah, because there was a lot of pictures and stuff on
Well,
my MySpace back then. I'd like to have them.
well, we used to do. I did it as a photographer. I put out a lot of sample pictures and stuff like that, and just trying to drum up business. It was
Right.
one of the early days of free advertising. Is the way I looked at it. I don't think I had to pay for it, did I?
No, MySpace was.
I didn't use it as I didn't use it
know.
as what became the socialist media. At that point in time, I didn't use it for that. I just used it for pictures.
Right. Well, Onslow County Sheriff's Office have put out a post that they're considering going back to MySpace, and what would you like to see on it? And they're so crazy. They're so silly. They some of the stuff they
You
put
know what
out
we
is
got
so
to do?
funny.
You and I have got to go down there and sit down and see our friend in the public affairs office, Trevor.
Trevor.
You're going to sit on
Trevor.
one side. I'm going to sit on the other. You know how I badgered you?
Yes.
But
I don't do
here's-
that to Trevor.
Here's the reason that he needs to be there. The amount of information he would be able to pick up with just a little radio in his office when the time comes, not if, but when the time comes, the stuff
Right.
that he would be able to get
Right.
would be tremendous.
Yeah, it would be.
It'd
It
be a
would
great
be.
advantage for him.
But, I guess whoever developed MySpace or whoever took it over or whatever, I guess they're going to give Facebook a run for its money, huh?
Well, Facebook is
I just
here
had that.
until doomsday.
Well, it would be something else. But,
I think let the Iranians take it over. Then Trump can bomb it out of commission.
here we talk about fraud. Here's a Texas man allegedly bought 77 head of cattle. This
Just
is in
the heads?
Texas. No, head of cattle. Well, no, he bought 77 cattle with bad checks
A bunch of
totaling
cows.
over $159,000. How can you go that far? 177 cattle. How can you buy that many with continuously giving bad checks? He's charged with felony second-degree cattle theft.
That's like cattle rustling. Didn't they hang you for that kind of stuff in the day?
I don't know. Oh, the alleged theft totaled $159,604.03. What are they, weighed by the pound or something? Charged by the pound?
Yeah.
Wow.
77 of them.
77 of them.
That comes out of $2,064 per cow. No wonder the price of beef is so high.
I know. It's
Okay,
something
what do we
else
got
like-
tomorrow? Tomorrow.
We have
anything?
got to go talk to some people today about tomorrow. We've got things planned for the week. Just not sure which day is what day and who's coming
Well,
when.
we need to find somebody for tomorrow. I'm tired of talking.
Oh, I am too, and I know people are tired of hearing us talk.
Yes.
We need. Well, I have a great guest coming on sometime this week, 2 of them, and then of course we have Peter Wednesday, and then I'm hoping to have the police chief on this week. I'm going to go talk to her today
She's going to be
After-
retiring before we get her on. If they
after
don't
the
hurry.
county commissioners meeting because I want to go down and watch Major Capers get his proclamation.
Okay.
Yes.
Just support him.
Yes, always. And
Tell Tim I'd like to have him tomorrow morning.
okay.
The-
I sent him a picture Saturday, one that came up on my memories on Facebook.
Tim
It
needs
was
to be here
10 years
tomorrow.
ago. He looked like he was like 20.
Yeah, he was.
And so I sent it to him. No, he was a little bit older than that. And I was like, and we were with Richard Burr.
I knew him before he was born.
We were with Richard Burr. You know who I'm talking about,
I know.
Richard Burr.
Yeah.
We were with him. And it popped up, and I'm like, oh, look at Tim.
We
So
also
I had
need to
send
get
it to him.
Michael Watley back in here. We need to have a chat with him.
Yes, saw him last week.
I want to clear up the stuff in there about the employee that he hired.
He didn't hire him.
It doesn't matter. Let him clear it up. The
Yes.
allegations are there. Let him have his say.
Michael Watley did not hire him. It was
That's what you
one
were
that
saying.
he appointed to a committee.
He appointed it.
I was appointed to committees by him. He didn't know about the time I keyed a car.
He does now.
Okay, anyway.
Go ahead and call the Gall, you need to contact.
Statute of limitations.
Doesn't matter. Call, what's his name? I will point out stuff when we start talking about it because
Yes.
this is a little thing that gripes my backside. I need to get that guy's first name, last name, and everything too, so I can do some background so I know exactly what I'm talking about, but I already know what I'm talking about. I just need to get over the facts and figures.
Of what?
The dude that was appointed.
Oh, you already looked him up.
I know that, but I need to look it up or I can put it down on a piece of paper because I've got comments now.
Mhm.
Not just
Okay.
about him, but about anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I know him and his wife very well.
Who, the guy that he appointed?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh,
I told you that.
the police officer.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
But he was released in 2006 after he did a plea deal and regained his voting rights and has been very active in the Republican Party and made a
See,
lot
all
of
of
money.
that's what I'm going to,
Right.
I don't care about his money making, but that's what I'm going to point out. Some stuff. I've got comments, but I got to have all the numbers.
Well, the
together.
GOP has changed things now in the state. If you've ever been convicted of any kind of sex crime, regardless of what it was, you're not eligible to be appointed or to run for any title. So they've put a stop to that. So
Which I disagree with.
why?
They paid their dues.
Well, see, I'm telling you, I know these people personally.
Those who are still on the sex registry list, different story.
He's not, yeah, he's been
understand.
cleared of everything.
Convicted felons on that, okay,
I
carry a gun.
Don't know the
that.
exact story that got him into the position that he was put in or got himself into. He's done his time. He's done and over with. It's not, and him and his wife have always treated me with respect, good people. They've
Good.
done a lot for the party.
Talk to him, see if he'll come on.
And when Watley appointed him to a committee, so that doesn't make people are just making too much out of it. Just too much out of it. Just too much out of it. You know, I mean, the state GOP chairman doesn't sit there and say, "What have you ever done in your life that's not?"
I'm the only one who does that.
Yeah, you're the only one.
You're live and local real
Sure.
talk where we are friendly sometimes. But and it's like somebody just called and said, yes, I'm going to look at the other side. I
Right.
do
There's-
that.
There's two sides.
I will look at all sides.
Alexa,
Thanks
say
for pointing
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alexa, say goodbye.
I don't think I heard her.
Alexa, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
There she goes.
Goodbye. We'll see you in the
We'll see you
morning.
tomorrow.
Have a great rest of your day. See ya.
Bye.